several things that I want you to know about the interview process. I'll say it over and over again. You'll hear other people say it as well. It is just a conversation. We really want to know who you are as an individual. So we try to do our best to make you as comfortable as possible when you come into the room wherever you're doing your interview or in preparation for your interview. But you'll hear that when you talk to various people who can give you information about the interview. Again, is that it's just a conversation. In the Office of Admissions, I don't know if any of you have been up there. The offices, the physical offices that are located within the major office is what we typically use. They have closed doors, glass windows. You know, it's more of a private setting so that you can express yourself how you want to without worrying about, oh my gosh, is someone hearing me in the lobby because someone wants to say what I have to say or whatever. It's very relaxing, a very calming environment. A couple of things you want to keep in mind is that if you were going to interview for a job, let's put it that way, how would you present yourself? How would you look? If you were going to meet Roger Brown for a formal meeting, how would you look? And I don't mean suited up necessarily, because you're still a student, you're still an artist. You should be able to express yourself, but you want to be taken seriously, really. Because we're human, that first impression is everything, everything. So this is what typically would happen. I've just finished reading my information. I walk out to the lobby in admissions, say, is there a Danielle Boynes here? And Danielle would come in. Hi, Danielle. It's nice to meet you. I'm Jamila. I'll be your interviewer for the day. And then I would have her sit here. I would re-explain what is about to happen, even if she's heard it 1,000 times. Because when you're nervous, you're like, so just to calm you down, we're going to have a 15-minute conversation today. And a lot of what I'm going to be asking you will be based on the information you provided on your application. I want to stop here because a lot of students go, when I say that, oh my God, what did I write? So that's why I said in the beginning, be very aware of what you put on your application. Print it out, cut and paste that bit of information on a Word document so that before you go for your interview, you can read over your short answers and say, oh yeah, I did tell her that I was in this band, or I did say that my goals and aspirations were to own my own production company or record label or whatever the case may be. So it doesn't catch you off guard, because that also makes us aware as the interviewer that, did the student tell us the truth on the application, or has something changed, or whatever the case may be, but that will allow you to be confident in the information that you previously provided to us. So we're going to get started. You may see me look at my watch or my computer just simply because I want to keep us on track. And a lot of what you have to say is very important, so I'm going to be typing during our conversation. We do look at supplemental materials such as CDs or portfolios, but if you could hold that to the end of our conversation, I need to make sure that all the questions that we ask are addressed first. Okay, so we're going to get started. All right, Danielle, I see that you've been playing violin for 5 years. And I also noticed that you said something about this Russian teacher that broke you down. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Okay. When I was in 10th grade, I started with my Russian violin teacher. And the first time I went to him, he told me I was not good and I would never get into a music school. And I cried. And he made me go home and practice 4 hours a day.
So we try to make it as comfortable as possible because, again, we want to have a conversation. Not a grilling session, but a conversation. So it's very important that we present ourselves in a welcoming manner so that the students are comfortable. So we would continue talking. I'd say, okay, Danielle, we have about 5 minutes left. Did you want me to listen to that CD, or did you have anything else you wanted to add, music related or not? So at which time she can say, yeah, I guess not really music related, but I love ballroom dancing, or I love race car driving, or whatever. And that gives me another opportunity to say, oh, ballroom dancing, that's great, because student activities, or the Live Well program, they offer dance lessons here on Saturdays. She can learn more about the college that she may not have been aware of. So anything I like to do nails, or I like to do hair or makeup, or whatever it is. I like to play soccer, whatever. That, if we ask you to tell us something about yourself that you want us to know, and if it's that, and you feel like, that's not really important, I don't want to, just share it, because you never know. You like to do makeup? Singer Showcase is looking for a couple of makeup artists. You never know what's happening. So it's important for you to tell us about yourself. That's also an opportunity for you to ask questions to us. Now, the interviewer, of course, has that amount of time and has a specific amount of questions to ask, so they will make sure that that gets done. But there may be some time at the end or in the middle to where you can say, you know, I'm really interested in music therapy. Can you tell me about that? Don't be afraid to ask those questions. Yes, it is an interview and we're getting to know about you, but by you asking those questions also makes us aware that this person is really serious about pursuing an education here at the college. They're really interested in Berklee. They really want to know what's going on. Well, we look for people who are professional. Granted, they're coming here to get an education to grow that professionalism, but we want to make sure that they're able to present themselves as an individual. We want to make sure that they're leaders in the industry once they leave us, so we want to make sure they have the raw materials. They have career goals, that they're prepared to be here as a college student as well as a musician. We also look to find out more about what kind of playing experience they've had, what kind of lessons they've had, what other life experiences that they've gone through that will influence who they are as an individual. So those are some of the topics that we look at. Okay, Danielle, we have about 2 minutes left. We don't really have time to listen to your CD, but are there any key things you want to tell me about the project, like the arrangement or the instrumentation, why you recorded it, etc.? And then she would give me details.
And MySpace.
Exactly. So if we weren't able, she said, oh, but I have the information online, or I have the music where you can listen to it online, then I can add the link or the web address to that person's record so that when the Board of Admissions comes together to make a decision, let's say that your audition maybe didn't go that well, or the style of music that you chose for the audition really wasn't who you are, or whatever the case may be, you're composed for video games and film, yet that doesn't necessarily talk about your voice, but you want the board to see that. We'll go to the website and look at your stuff. You don't know how many times that a website, whether it's a MySpace page, a YouTube, or an actual website, has saved a student. You have no idea. So it's not required, so don't feel like if you don't have anything online, don't feel pressured to do that. But if you feel like it's going to support who you are and what your goals are, definitely tell your interviewer. We give you that opportunity to enter that information on your application as well, so you can put it there. But that is an option. Okay, so I'm just going to close out. So we finished the conversation. Danielle, thank you so much for sharing information about yourself. Because you applied for the fall semester early action, deadline was November 1st, your file was complete. You'll receive a decision from us on January 31st, and that will come to you via email. If you have any outstanding transcripts or any other supplemental information such as resumes, a list of performances or what have you that you've done, you can send that in to us here in the office and we'll add that to your file. Because we do have 1 minute left, do you have any other questions about Berklee that you want to ask me?
I heard about the recital for performance major.
Yeah.
Do you have to play a specific genre of music or?
Whatever suits you best.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the only question.
Okay, it was very nice to meet you.
You too.
And if you have any questions, your assigned counselor is Maurice Cameron. And again, that's based on the first letter of your last name. You can reach him via email or you can give him a call. Okay. That's how much access you have to your admissions counselor. And I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get in touch with them about anything you may feel is important. That's their job, is to be there for you, to answer your questions, to gather information for you before your application is reviewed. And we really, 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 really just want you guys to be you. That's all we're asking. Just be yourself and let us know who you are.